Hi guys, welcome to LiveTutelage. Now in this session, we'll be discussing of how to set up a Java. Okay, how to set up the Java. Now before going for that, I have already discussed with you guys what is a Java. It is a programming language. And it has a variety of features. So because of that features, everybody is running behind of the Java. Okay. The major and the important feature in the Java programming language is the object-oriented. So which is the major feature of your Java? And of course, the other major feature of Java is it is platform independent. Right? Platform independent. That means platform independent means what happens means, see for example, we have a different type of operating systems in our real time. Say for example, I have an operating system of Windows, and even you can have operating system of Linux, and you can have Unix, and you can have Mac, right? So you have different type of operating systems. So what this platform independent is nothing but, so I am running my program, I am writing my program in Windows, the Java program, and I am trying to run it on the Linux. See, Windows is a different operating system and Linux is a different operating system. So I am writing the code in one operating system and I am trying to execute it in the other operating system. Java has that feature of doing such a kind of experiments. That is known as platform independent. What is a platform independent? Just write in one operating system and run it on other operating system. So which is known as a platform independent. So I can take my Java program and I can run it in my Windows, or I can type the entire Java program in Windows, save it, and then go to the other operating system Linux or Unix, you can run it. But the other languages like C or C++, which doesn't have such a kind of provision. That is why the people are running behind of the Java programming language. The second important feature of this is the object-oriented. So what is object-oriented means? In the further discussions of the session, we'll be discussing completely the object-oriented functionalities. So in the basic languages like C or C++, or we can say something like the assembly language, and of course Pascal, the C. Okay, the basic languages you have, if you want to run a kind of application, say for example that application is having some 100 lines of code, you have no choice that you need to write the 100 lines of code and you have to execute it. Then what is the use of the object oriented means? You can reduce these lines of code, or you can reduce the memory wastage, okay, and for storing of the multiple values, and you can just create an object and you can use it for a different purposes. Say for example, I can say that, see, I'm having something like, the object, I can say that an object of employee, okay, and this is my employee. The employee can have the details of his personal, right? The details of his personal, and employee can have the details of his official, right? So for the employee personal details, say for example, I'll be having employee number, right? And I'll be having employee name, and I'll be having his age and etc. And the official details, I'll be having the employee number again and the employee name, and you'll be having the department where the person is working and designation, and of course something like salary. Now if you observe this, for a single employee I have such a many fields that I need to store. So in a normal program like with C or C++, if I want to go for 2 employees or 3 employees for storing of such fields, I need to go and create the different type of variables. So if suppose I want to store something like 100 employees which consists the fields of number, name and age, I need to create 100 variables for this. If I am going for an object oriented, then I have employee as a class. I can define this as a class. Okay. Okay, and I can create the objects for my employee, and I can refer the same fields. I can use it for 100 values. I need not create 100 variables, or I need not create variables, or I need not create a memory space for storing 100 values. Right? I can just make use of only these fields for 100 employee details. That is the main use of going object-oriented feature of your Java program. So in my further sessions, you will be discussing of what is a Java class and how to create the objects and how to create the classes and how to run a simple program in Java with classes and objects. Right. Now you have some other features of Java which is very interesting and which is very simple, and it is very easy. It is very simple and very easy to understand, right? And the other important feature I said is it is a platform independent. Okay, now coming to the setup. Now we know why we are running behind of the Java. The very important feature is platform independent, and of course it is very easy to understand, and it is an object oriented. Now I am just coming for the how to and where I can write the programs, right? Where I can write programs of Java. Where I can write my programs of Java. That means you need to set up your Java. Okay, so you can write your programs of Java on editors. Okay, what is an editor? Editor is something like our notepad. See this, I call this as an editor. I can write something here, right? So I can write my Java on notepad. And for running and execution, I can install JDK, which is Java Developer Kit. Or I can make use of Eclipse software. What is this Eclipse? Eclipse is nothing but an IDE. What is an IDE? It is an integration, development, environment. That means it is like an user-friendly environment where I can just write and I can just type the code, and I can then and there I can just recognize what error is happening. It is something like drag and drop. Okay, but when you are going with a simple JDK, you need to write and you need to run your Java programs through your operating system. So where you need to remember all commands. You have to remember all commands. Okay. So now here if you go for an IDE, so it is very easy for us to write the program. It will be something like WordPad. See, the best example I can say is the difference between a notepad and a Word. So here in this notepad you cannot just give colors, or you cannot just give headings, or you cannot just do some kind of graphical things in your notepad, but you can do it on your MS Word, right? Similar way, you can, if you are going for IDE that has a better feature, it is having a very good feature of dragging and dropping of your Java program, and you can recognize all the errors and you can just run your program and execute your program with a single click. Where in JDK, you need to remember all the commands. Okay, so we know for the setting up of Java, you need two things. One is editors, which is Notepad. This is available when you have installed your system. The second is JDK you need to install, and IDE. Either you can use Notepad or you can use the IDE Eclipse. Okay, so in my next session, I'll be discussing of how to download the Eclipse and how to install the JDK and how to write the programs in Java. Thank you.